Have you ever looked up at the stars and wondered, how did all of this begin? Or looked in the mirror and thought, where did I come from? These are the biggest questions we can ask, and for thousands of years, people have found answers in one of the most ancient and influential books ever written, the Book of Genesis. Today, we are going on a whirlwind tour, a 10-minute journey back to the very beginning of time, to explore the epic stories and timeless characters that have shaped our world. In the beginning, there was nothing, a formless void. Then, a voice speaks into the darkness, "Let there be light," and instantly, there was light. Over 6 days, the universe as we know it is painted into existence. The sky, the seas, the land, the sun, moon, and stars. Lush greenery sprouts from the earth, and the waters teem with life. Animals of every kind fill the land and sky. On the 6th day, the Creator fashions something truly unique, something in his own image. The first human, Adam. Adam is placed in a perfect garden called Eden. It's a paradise, a place of perfect harmony, but something is missing. It's not good for man to be alone. So, from Adam's own side, a companion is formed, Eve. Together, they live in perfect communion with their Creator. They have only one rule to follow: do not eat the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It seems simple enough, right? But paradise is about to face its first test. A subtle serpent enters the garden, planting seeds of doubt in Eve's mind. Did God really say you can't eat from any tree? He hisses. He twists the truth, promising that if they eat the fruit, they'll become like God himself. The temptation is too great. Eve takes a bite, and she gives some to Adam, who also eats. In that moment, everything changes. Their innocence is lost. For the first time, they feel shame and fear, and they hide from the presence of their Creator. This one act of disobedience has consequences that will ripple through all of human history. They are exiled from the Garden of Eden, and the easy harmony of paradise is broken. Life outside the garden is hard. Adam and Eve have 2 sons, Cain and Abel. Abel, a shepherd, brings a pleasing offering to God. Cain, a farmer, brings an offering that is not as well received. Consumed by jealousy and anger, Cain does the unthinkable. He leads his brother Abel into a field and kills him, committing the first murder. When God asks Cain where his brother is, Cain's defiant reply echoes through the ages: "Am I my brother's keeper?" The human family, now stained by sin and violence, begins to spiral downwards. The world becomes so corrupt, so filled with wickedness, that God decides to start over. But he finds one righteous man in all the earth, Noah. God instructs Noah to build a massive ark, a giant boat, and to gather his family and pairs of every kind of animal. People laugh at Noah, building a boat on dry land. But Noah trusts and obeys. Then, the rain begins to fall. For 40 days and 40 nights, a great flood covers the entire earth. Only those inside the ark are saved. When the waters finally recede, Noah and his family step out onto a clean, new world. God places a rainbow in the sky as a sign of his promise. He will never again destroy the earth with a flood. It's a symbol of hope and a new beginning. Generations pass, and humanity once again grows proud. They gather together on a plain and decide to build a tower so tall it will reach the heavens, the Tower of Babel. They want to make a name for themselves, to unite in their own strength, not in dependence on God. To curb this arrogance, God confuses their languages. Suddenly, no one can understand each other. The great building project grinds to a halt, and people scatter across the face of the earth, forming different nations and cultures. Out of this scattered humanity, God calls one man for a special purpose. His name is Abram, and he lives in a land of idol worshippers. God makes a staggering promise to him: "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you." Abram, later renamed Abraham, believes God. He packs up everything and, along with his wife Sarai, later Sarai, begins a journey of faith into the unknown. There's just one problem. They are old, and they have no children. How can Abraham become the father of a great nation? Yet they wait. Years turn into decades. Finally, in their old age, God fulfills his promise. Sarah gives birth to a son, Isaac. He is the child of the promise, a miracle. Isaac grows up and has twin sons, Esau and Jacob. Esau, the firstborn, is a rugged hunter. Jacob is quieter, a man who stays among the tents. One day, the cunning Jacob tricks his starving brother Esau into selling his birthright, the rights of the firstborn son, for a bowl of stew. Later, with his mother's help, he deceives his blind elderly father Isaac into giving him the blessing meant for Esau. Furious and betrayed, Esau vows to kill Jacob. Jacob is forced to flee for his life. While on the run, a lonely and afraid Jacob has a powerful dream. He sees a stairway reaching from earth to heaven, with angels ascending and descending on it. In this dream, God repeats the promise he made to Abraham and Isaac. He assures Jacob that he will be with him and will one day bring him back to this land. Jacob's journey is long and filled with its own struggles and deceptions. He works for his uncle Laban for 20 years, marries 2 sisters, Leah and Rachel, and has 12 sons, who will become the forefathers of the 12 tribes of Israel. Of all his sons, Jacob, whose name is changed to Israel after wrestling with God, loves one the most, Joseph. Joseph is the son of his old age, born to his beloved wife Rachel. Jacob gives Joseph a special gift, a beautiful, colorful coat. This favoritism sparks bitter jealousy in his older brothers. Their resentment grows when Joseph shares dreams that suggest he will one day rule over them. One day, they've had enough. They seize Joseph, strip him of his coat, and throw him into a pit, planning to kill him. But they decide to sell him into slavery instead. They dip his coat in goat's blood and show it to their father, leading Jacob to believe his favorite son has been killed by a wild animal. Joseph is taken to Egypt, a foreign land, and sold as a slave to a high-ranking official named Potiphar. Despite his circumstances, Joseph works hard and excels, and God is with him. But his integrity is tested when Potiphar's wife tries to seduce him. When he refuses, she falsely accuses him, and Joseph is thrown into prison. It seems like his life has gone from bad to worse. But even in the darkness of the dungeon, God has not forgotten him. Joseph's God-given ability to interpret dreams comes to light. He correctly interprets the dreams of 2 of Pharaoh's officials who are imprisoned with him. 2 years later, Pharaoh himself is troubled by dreams that no one in Egypt can interpret. The cupbearer, whom Joseph had helped, finally remembers the young Hebrew in prison. Joseph is brought before Pharaoh. He explains that Pharaoh's dreams of 7 fat cows and 7 lean cows foretell 7 years of great abundance, followed by 7 years of devastating famine. Impressed by his wisdom, Pharaoh puts Joseph in charge of all of Egypt, second only to himself. Joseph's plan to store grain during the good years saves not only Egypt but the surrounding nations when the famine hits. The famine is so severe that it reaches Jacob's family back in Canaan. Desperate for food, Jacob sends his 10 older sons to Egypt to buy grain. They come and bow down before this powerful Egyptian ruler, not recognizing him as the brother they sold into slavery years ago. Joseph recognizes them immediately. After a series of dramatic tests to see if their hearts have changed, Joseph can no longer contain himself. He reveals his identity. "I am Joseph." He weeps. "Is my father still alive?" The brothers are terrified, but Joseph reassures them. "Don't be distressed." He says, "It was not you who sent me here, but God. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to save many lives." It's a powerful moment of forgiveness and redemption. The entire family, including Jacob, moves to Egypt, where they are reunited and saved from the famine. The book of Genesis ends here, with the family of Israel safe in Egypt. From a formless void to a family's dramatic reunion, Genesis tells a story of creation, failure, and promise. It introduces us to the idea of a God who is intimately involved with humanity, a God who can take our biggest mistakes, our deepest betrayals, and weave them into a grand plan for good. These stories of faith, family, and forgiveness have echoed through history, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, there is always a promise of a new beginning. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey through Genesis. If you found this story as fascinating as we do, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.